Happy pre-Halloween. One more day left,
Halloween
right?
the 30th.
Yes.
Yeah, All Hallows Eve.
Is it?
All
I
Saints
thought
Eve.
Halloween's...
No, it's
Halloween
the 30th.
Really? I
Yeah.
don't know anything about the holiday other
Maybe
than
not.
candy, so
Yeah.
I don't really know. But welcome to another McMuscles Midnight Massacre, and we're doing Halloween right by doing Halloween and Halloween.
On Halloween.
So the 1978 original version, and then we'll move on to the zombie version.
The Rob Zombie. So the 78 and the 2007 versions, both in one video just because
they're the same
they're
movie.
both Halloween.
Yeah. But don't forget Halloween.
Yeah.
And Halloween.
Yes. Well, the 2018 ones will be tomorrow.
Yeah.
For our grand finale.
Yeah. Spoilers. Whatever.
But okay.
So we watched the 78 version first, and I had seen maybe the whole movie as a kid. I don't really remember.
I saw clips of it or something like that.
Maybe, and I definitely saw clips of it throughout the years, but I never sat down and really watched, especially not with anybody else. And you've definitely seen it before.
Yeah, I unfortunately have seen all of them.
And you made me watch 6.
Yeah, well, you had not seen a lot of them, so who the fuck are you, a horror fucking buff that hasn't even seen the Halloween or the Nightmare on Elm Street? You haven't really seen a lot of those.
Sorry I wasn't born yet.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, a low blow, but whatever, and also inaccurate, but whatever.
Sure.
Still, I mean, that's no excuse.
No, it's not. It's
No?
not.
Okay.
At all. But I mean, I saw H2O.
Fake horror movie
I saw
boy.
H2O and you saw Resurrection, so I guess it even.
I saw H2O also.
Yeah, but that's where I started.
Anyways. There's a lot wrong with that, and there's a lot wrong
Almost
with this
all of them
franchise.
are terrible.
Okay. Yes.
Anyway.
Yes. It's just more of iconic.
Yeah.
Iconic outfit.
Just boiler suit and William Shatner face.
But I don't know about anyone else, but anytime someone makes a video clip or a viral video or a meme of that outfit and him just dancing and doing crazy shit, I howl. I lose my mind. Okay? Because I'm like, this is the best thing I've ever seen.
There's something about seeing Michael Myers in
just
broad daylight.
Out.
But broad daylight, because at night it's but broad daylight, what is this Slipknot?
Yeah.
So
I think it's the whole thing, him and Jason too, they never really speak and
don't really emote that much.
Yeah, exactly. And so you just out of context, it's funny.
And
whatever. It takes so little for me to
even
be
though
used.
there's no reason not to, they gotta hide Michael's face. Even though he's a guy.
They don't always hide his face. I mean, he gets a face reveal pretty often.
No, I mean, they hide his face in the sense that when they do show his face, they're like, oh, he's a guy.
The shadows. Yeah,
he's a guy. So that's what it means. It's because it's not that scary when you see his face. So maybe that's why they hide it. I don't know.
What makes it scary. That's why all of these slashers have face masks. Because if it's just fucking Joe Blow, whatever.
Well, Freddy doesn't.
But he has the burnt face.
Yeah, but it's still he emotes and
also he talks way too fucking much.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway,
we're getting off track.
Bitch needs to shut up sometimes. Anyway, yes. So we watched the original. What did you think about it, or do you want to talk about
we're gonna be talking about Halloween a whole bunch, so I don't even know if we need to go into the story or whatever. Michael Myers is a killer. He kills people on Halloween.
Back in the day, because the timeline goes I guess 50s. He's a little boy dressed like a clown. That one day he just fucking snaps.
That's 50s.
He takes a knife, kills his sister. Is kind of a slut, but whatever. That's fine. She could do whatever she wants. But and then stops talking, and then goes to a mental institution, and then breaks out. It's always 20 years later, just about, or 10 years.
I think it was 15 years later.
It's 15, sorry.
From the original. And
sorry,
then the zombie version is also the same
it's
time
15.
frame.
Same time frame, same time lapse. And then he just, and then whatever happens later also differs,
by 10
timeline-wise.
Years. 10 years or 20
but I mean,
years.
if you're going canonically just the first Halloween and nothing else existed after, then there's no family tie into it. It's just...
I don't even want to go into the family.
Well, because we have varying opinions on it, because nothing is said. It's just he goes back to his house where he made his first murder.
On Halloween. It always has to be on Halloween.
It has to be on Halloween.
He's looking at the dates.
That's his trigger, okay?
He's checking off the dates. He's waiting.
And then he just happens to see Laurie Strode, who happens to be some neighborhood teenage girl in the 70s, who's just dropping off a key because her dad's a realtor and she's putting the key under the mat because he's trying to sell the fucking cursed Myers house, okay? And he sees her and he like hones in on her and becomes like obsessed, and that's his thing for the rest of the night. He's like, he's gonna get her.
He'll
he's
kill
gonna get
other
her friends.
people
if they're
along
around.
the way.
If they're around, he's like, okay, cool, okay, I got you.
But we are
and he, like,
laser
kills them.
focused.
But yeah, he has this like diamond focus on her, right?
Laser diamond.
Laser diamond. But then you are only like, okay, that's weird. That's how random. Oh my god, lol, so random. But then the Halloween 2 is like, it's the continuation right after, and it's like, no, he had this little sister that no one talked about and no one saw, and he somehow fucking knew that it was this girl. And then like it kind of doesn't make sense.
Let's talk about that for a second, because I read very recently that John Carpenter, even though he signed off on Halloween 2 and was like, whatever, cool, yeah, make a sequel, he has since always said, I hated that.
Yeah.
I didn't, that was not a thing. It was only Halloween 2, the sequel to this original one, that started that. Then, of course, the third Halloween has nothing about Michael Myers.
Yeah.
And then the fourth one, she dies off screen. Yeah. They just say Laurie died in a car accident and got to go back to her home planet.
But then later on, they're like, she faked her death to get away from him. That's why in the other... Listen, it becomes a fucking hot mess. Okay, there's a cult involved. There's Paul Rudd, who's the little Timmy that she was like fucking babysitting. Like,
in this original movie, no less.
Yeah, listen, they tried it, okay? They just wanted to keep it alive. They wanted to keep it going. There was some good stuff. There's not some good stuff. There was Busta Rhymes and Tyra Banks at one
that's
point.
your good stuff. That Tyra Banks is in there. That's it, for Resurrection.
Elaborate cappuccino making. Listen.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff goes on, but that's not what we're here for. Okay, we're here for the first movie.
So let me just say the things I liked about this, because we already basically described the plot.
It's not, it's going to be the same thing.
Pretty much in every movie. So looking back on this, some people say like, oh, certain things hold up when you go back and watch them. Some things so much. I kind of felt watching this that it was kind of in the middle, where I think it was still well done and well made, and there's some creepiness to it, but it is still, I mean, not still, but like lacking a certain bite to it. We've seen so many slashes and stuff, and certain scenes, I'm kind of like, that's fine, and let's just move on. The final scene where Shawn Michaels is chasing Laurie, that's like great. It's a great climax. She's stuck in the closet. It's very scary. That holds up. But the movie as a whole, I was kind of like a little, not bored, but a little like ho-hum.
Do you think that
most of it.
Possibly it's because, and having watched it again, I'm like, it is really slow paced. Like, for what we're used to, for like, get to the good stuff, get to the killings, get to the climax, get to, whatever, and then once it comes, you're like, yeah, it was really fun and interesting, but it really is like a frame by frame, like, if she goes to that neighbor's house, or if they come over, you're seeing the whole shot, like, you're seeing it.
Yeah.
Really, really, like, drawn out.
70s cinematography is kind of like that.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily bad, but to keep it, like, fresh, I thought, it's like, I couldn't remember, or I didn't remember how good the score actually is. Like, the music is unparalleled.
That's why it gets reused so much.
Well, come on, listen to it.
That certainly does hold up.
It comes into play.
It's so cheesy, synthy. There's a couple of horror games I played that just rip
completely
sounds
off.
directly off.
I can imagine.
They remake it themselves.
Yeah,
go
just
for
a
that
little
same
bit different.
synthy.
Yeah, I don't know what's more iconic, that or Jason's like.
I think it's like as much as I prefer Jason, I think the Halloween theme is more kind of
more legendary.
I think even if you play it to someone that doesn't know Halloween, they have to go, oh, that's from the Halloween movie, or that's a horror track that I
like. That's something like everyone knows it. It is the most recognizable thing, but to see it within the context of the movie, within it being like, this is the first time it's ever been used. It was made for this, and I was like, that's so good. And I was just like, it's really good. And it helps with the slowness of it, because the drawing out of everything.
Because the music's so entertaining.
Yeah, so at least you got that. But yeah, you're right. Comparatively, it's paced quite slowly. Like, you know what I mean?
It's not even bad. It's just kind of like you're just kind of waiting. And they show Michael here and there. He's like hiding behind a bush or whatever. And I like those scenes. I want to say that I looked at recently a chart of all Michael Myers' masks.
Yeah.
And it's like the first one, save for this new one, the one that's coming out. It's the best mask. All of them look cheesy and stupid. They have these painted on eyebrows.
Yeah.
They fucked up the mask so bad. Busta Rhymes' mask is like the worst of all. It's so bad.
The original is definitely the best.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say
and
too,
that's
like
crazy when you think about it. Like all of Jason's masks, they get cooler and cooler or weirder, but this is like the first ones they nailed it. You know.
Well, with the hair on it, and it's such a random thing. Like always, like. Anyways, the mask itself. But back to the pacing too. I was gonna say also it was just like. Sometimes when don't misunderstand me, like I like slow paced things, but sometimes it's a build up that it's like it gets scarier and scarier till it builds up. But this is like it's mundane things are happening also within which kind of drags the pacing out a bit too. Like you were saying, like he's hiding in the bush.
It's a weird thing to look back on because it's like the first or one of the first. Someone said it's not really the first slasher. That one that we watched before, Black Christmas.
Okay, yes. Oh my god, that one was really fun too. Because
it was. Not all that first person
scary.
Stuff, it was pretty
Why
good.
did we do that? Well, we had just watched it, but like that
we watched that like 5 months ago.
Well, yeah, but we had both never seen it, and
Black Christmas apparently predates.
Okay, I can see that because it does seem older, like earlier 70s.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like you never saw the person, wasn't it? Like his perspective.
Almost all the time.
Almost all the time, and just like shots of his hand. So it wasn't really like, is that still a slasher? Debate, like
but it's still a killer killing everyone slowly.
I guess
with a body count, and they're all stupid teenagers.
I guess.
So another weird thing about this, not even bad, I just made a note of it, and it'll be more of a note in the Halloween 2018, is that like Michael kills a staggering 5 people, which is an incredibly low body count. And I'll just make a note of that. Just remember I said that, right? That's it. But overall, it was still like enjoyable. I think like you can still watch it like another 20 years in the future, and it's still like nice Halloween fun.
Yeah.
It's not particularly all that gory.
And I mean, for anything too, though, it might not be the first slasher, but it starts the whole final girl trope, the whole virgin girl trope, like virgin as final girl.
Unlike the Black Christmas
Queen
guy or whatever, he definitely starts, or Holly definitely starts the mascot killer.
Yeah.
Where it's like this like suited person that's like a character.
Yeah.
And it has like a mystique about him. And one thing I'll certainly say for this, in contrasted to the Rob Zombie version, is that just like do never have Michael speak.
Yeah.
Jason, it's just don't.
We'll get into that. But like the one thing that seeing it kind of that was not got to me was like the one kill that got replicated in the Rob Zombie one, and I can't remember if in the new one too, was like when he's the ghost guy, or when he stabs the guy onto the wall. He has a kitchen butcher knife, not even a butcher knife, and he takes this man who must be 170, 200 pounds, I don't know men's weights, and just like stabs him into the wall, and the man just stays there. I'm like, this is in no way physically possible.
This
is science.
It's a large knife, but it's not like a machete or something.
And it's not in a point of his body where it would like hold you all up like in your stomach. It's like here or here. I don't know where the fuck it is, but there's no way it would stay up like that.
Anyone against the wall.
And it happened. No, that kill happens in all 3 of these. Yeah. No. Now I just remembered.
Okay.
So they saw this ridiculousness and we're like, we gotta keep it alive. So.
I guess. So you want to move on to Rob Zombie?
Sure, this is gonna be a little bit more like, I, again, was so hyped for this movie. 2007, I was like, losing my mind.
I was also hyped. I didn't see it in the theaters, but I saw when it came out on DVD or whatever, and that was back in 2007. And I remember kind of liking it, but I had seen Rob Zombie's like other films. Like I saw House of a Thousand Corpses, and I think that was it. Maybe. I hadn't seen The Devil's Rejects yet, but I was like, I didn't really like The House of a Thousand Corpses. It's just random and just like trippy. It just wasn't for me. And I like watching this and having watched a few of his other films, Lords of Salem and the Halloween 2. It's like
we don't talk about Halloween 2.
I read a thing today.
We don't talk about Ghost Horse.
I
needs
read
to get
a
the
thing
fuck out of my
today
face.
that said Rob Zombie says I vastly prefer my Halloween 2. It's so much better than my first junkie one. Like what it is.
Y'all know about that, right? Like why that happened? Why it was thrust upon us? Because he was taking too much time, or I don't know what it was. Rob Zombie was like kind of not feeling doing Halloween 2, and then like, oh, we're gonna get another director. I don't know who specifically it was. Then they're like, no. He's like, I'm doing it.
Give me some, get up, Mom.
I'm doing it, Mom. And he fucking did that, and we were all like,
slapped it together in like 1 second of the feature.
Yeah, like he did it in 2 weeks, and I think even the actors in it were like, are you sure?
Okay, sure. All right, sure.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So that's that pettiness.
Yeah.
The Rob Zombie queen of pettiness.
This new, it's a remake.
Yes.
For all
But I was not
purposes.
excited that like I wasn't crazy excited because it was Rob Zombie per se. I was just excited because it was gonna be a new Halloween. And cool that he's doing it.
Takes away all the bullshit from before.
It's
like,
just,
hopefully
exactly like erases it and just like we're gonna forget the last few that were out because it was kind of a mess. But then it was like, oh my god, they're gonna get the girl who was like the young girl in Halloween 5 and 6, I think, you know? His niece and convoluted.
Because that actress is grown up and she's done a million horror movies.
She's another scream queen. She's like the hatchet girl.
Yeah.
She's like doing all kinds of shit. And I'm like, that's so fucking awesome.
Good
and
idea.
I was just like, great time had by all. I was just like, really excited. And then when you tell me they're gonna go back and we're gonna learn more about him as a kid, I was just like blown away. I was like, wow. That's gonna be cool.
Now, I always feel anytime there's like, let's go back to the origins, like let's say with Hannibal Lecter or like other things like that, it's like, it's almost always a bad idea.
It's a gamble.
Sometimes it works. Especially all those fucking awful Leatherface Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies where they tried to show him as a kid. It's such a waste of time. It's like, we get it's like you've explored him killing like throughout three different movies, and you're like, well, we need new material.
Yeah.
And how's we gonna do that? How did he become the origin of evil? And,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's not that interesting for Michael Myers. Like, it shouldn't be. It should just be, I'm a kid that is evil and I want to kill people. That's it. Like, I don't think it needs to be any more deep than that.
I don't get trying to make us empathize with him, trying to say like, oh, you had a bad time, like justifying it. Like, yeah, his like mom's boyfriend is a dickhead. Like, oh, okay, cool. Like, that's so many people go through that, right? But like,
so do you remember in the 78 version, it's like his parents are coming home from like a Halloween party or something, or some engagement. They're like, hi, Michael, and they're wearing a suit, but the dad is, in the Rob Zombie world, oh no, we've got to have a fucking music video.
Yeah.
Where there's this over-the-top, drunken, hick dad. Rob Zombie's wife, of course, plays a stripper, because she always does.
But she's so hot, though.
She's very hot.
I like this was her first, like, serious. She's not, like, a crazy killer. I liked seeing her in this type of role, too. I thought it was really fitting. I thought it was good.
She still got some sass out there. But Michael's home life is so ridiculous. Just... It's layering it on so thick, and so like this feels like a Slipknot music video where there's just this angry kid, and of course we see
shitty family. No, but you know we see that he loves his little sister in this, but again, he chose to pick that one thing where he's like, I'm gonna stick with this whole thing that he has a little sister that he then will go after later on.
Yeah, Rob Zombie.
Again, he stuck this family line. Like that was the one thing he picked and chose. He didn't pick, like you said, the two parents being there. No. You know, he did not, no, not for him. He stuck with him having an older sister, which again is like the trigger of like,
all this home life stuff, it's like a weird amalgamation of like other bits of all the Halloween franchise. Rob Zombie like puts it all in the front, and he has this kid actor, and he does the movie no services. He looks a little weird and a little menacing. That's fine, but he just kind of acts like a kid a little bit in some scenes, and other times he's like this disturbed, like guy that's getting bullied. And are we supposed to empathize with him when he gets bullied? Yeah, I can see that, but then he kills animals, and I'm like, all right, this is all over the place. Let's get this bit over with.
See, his face... I'm not
you looked up this actor now.
I'm not going to be mean about his face, okay? They chose the kid they chose. They chose him to have long blonde hair, kind of like a metalhead or whatever, but...
Yeah.
all I can say is the whole thing with Loomis, the all in the future is like you look into these eyes and they're black pits. There's no soul there. He's pure evil. Now I got that in the 20 seconds of the original movie that we saw the kid when he takes off the mask and he's just staring blankly. I saw evil in those eyes. This kid, not so much. I see a little dickhead that maybe he's had a rough time, but I don't see that snap to soulless. Just killing machine. Like I don't see it.
In fact, when Loomis is doing okay, so once Michael gets kind of like put into a mental institution,
he's still talking. It's not like the event happens and he stops talking.
He's not even still talking. He's crying. He's complaining. And
he's whining. He wants to go home.
He's just having a moan.
He's pretending he doesn't remember anything, or maybe he really doesn't. Like we don't know. But he's just like, no, what happened? Is everything cool back home? How was my sister? You know, like
they're doing great, kid.
You know.
So Loomis, since we already talked about, is played by Malcolm McDowell, who does a different thing with the character. He's like he does the same basic stuff. Gotta stop Michael, kill Michael.
I love Michael so much.
He's also kind of a scumbag where he's hawking books and things. He's trying
capitalizing.
It's a little different, but ultimately it doesn't amount to all that much.
He still cares. Danny Trejo cares a lot too.
Oh, we'll talk about Danny Trejo in a second.
But, that's our jump forward of the 15 years.
I want to talk about this part because it's my favorite part of the movie, probably my favorite part of the franchise in general. Is that once Michael grows up, I think it's another 15 years or it's the same amount of time.
Okay, but right before that, so he just snaps one day, a visit with his mom, and suddenly and kills like a nurse pretty violently.
With like a pen or a fork, I don't know.
And then that is his moment that he's like, no more talkies from now.
Why?
Just one rainy day, he was like, oh, I guess I'm stuck here. Shit. Okay, gonna like go inside and introvert myself and like stop talking.
I think, did his mom say, well, I'm never gonna be able to see you again? Or
no,
doesn't she say something?
Said like, I don't know, because he keeps asking like, when can I go home? She's like, I don't know.
So this must be like the 50th time he's asked.
Yeah, or something like that. Maybe he just realizes. But I don't know. But there's no like
proper build up of him
it just happens. It just happens. So then, flash forward, right?
Right. So 15 years. Now Michael is 8 feet tall.
Yeah, he's like Kane.
Yeah, he is like Kane.
Because his hair all of a sudden is brown, which does happen. Honestly, a lot of
it happened to me.
Yeah, I used to be a blonde kid. My sister too.
I had blonde hair. It's fucking weird.
Well, blondish, but like sometimes kids have hair, they're blonde, and then they just grow up and their hair turns brown. I don't know what happens.
But now he's super cool. Yeah, I really like. I know some people prefer their killers when they have like a svelte frame because sometimes they start beefing them up, like Jason when he became Kane Hodder, got bigger and bigger, stuff like that. But I really like this version. In fact, when Michael Myers is this big hulking guy and he's still stuck in the insane asylum institution, he starts wearing all these other masks. He gets obsessed with masks.
He makes like papier-mâché, like.
Which is a thing that wasn't in the original, so I like that it's a little different.
Has this upset because he said to hide my ugliness because that's when he was still talking to Loomis. And Loomis was like, "Why are you always putting on these masks? Oh, is that another one?" And he's like, "No, I need to hide what I look like."
That's fine.
Like in the inside.
I'll accept that. And he gets a really cool mask that I almost prefer he wore for a longer period of time. In the Friday the 13th remake and in Friday the 13th Part 2, when Jason just wears the bag, it's a really cool look. Like, that's cool. And the reveal is I'll get the mask or whatever. And in this, since I've seen so many, Michael Myers things and all the masks look crappy, Rob Zombie's version doesn't look too bad. It's got some stitching and some weird things. It looks a little like Leatherface, but...
Well, they gotta age it, right? Because it's sitting somewhere.
It's the exact same mask, but... Michael Myers gets this mask that he wears for most of his rampage getting out of the institution. And he's like this massive dude. And it's like a jack-o'-lantern face. Yeah. And I'm like, that makes so much more sense for Halloween.
That's true. I didn't even think of that.
That looks really cool. He eventually gets the mask, escapes, and just pretty much the movie follows the same path that the original does
from that point on, the escape from the asylum, and then
even Laurie talking to Timmy on the street. There's a lot of the exact same scenes.
It's Laurie, her two friends, want to find a place to bone tonight. Babysitting's still a thing. Little Tommy Doyle, like, it's kind of all, she's more, like, innocent and pure than her friends.
A little bit, but
You like she was like a little bit spicier, right? She wasn't more like
she's got more of a spicy butthole. This one.
Yeah, this one's got a spicier butthole.
Jamie Lee Curtis in the original, she's being told that I told
this guy,
Bob or something like
yes,
he so super wants to bone you, and I told you you're down, and she's like, what the fuck? Call him back now. Yeah. Tell him you're high.
Yeah.
And in this one. She's like, oh no, like don't do that. She's like, yeah, he's really into you. Oh, he is?
She's like, they're like, you need to get laid. She's like, fuck yeah, I do.
Yeah.
She was like, bring it. So that was nice. She was a little bit more refreshing. She was very personable. She was very cute.
She wasn't bad.
One of her friends is the girl who was the niece in the original, the Hatchet girl. She has a name. She's probably very famous.
So weird.
But, and then the other girl who isn't Hatchet girl, is the one that has the kill with the boyfriend with when Michael wears the sheet. It's the same one. He puts the glasses over. It's pretty funny. And yeah, but they're going into the Myers house and doing it.
I didn't feel that. Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't feel. Why would you do that? I don't know. But I didn't feel that the sheet over the body scare that where Michael Myers is actually the one that's pretending to be. I don't think that was done nearly as good as in the original.
Okay.
The original was a lot more tense. It took more time, and it was
it took more time. Yeah, no, I know.
But it was a bit scary and a bit more effective. Where they kind of make this one's a little more hurried, and it was kind of like.
I think they were doing it more for the sake of we're doing shot by shot, we're recreating it, so we were we're being.
But that particular one just wasn't as good.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But basically, they go to bone in the Myers household, and very quickly, she starts to have her very, very, very long fight with Michael, where she finds him, he finds her, he knocks her out, or she gets knocked out, and he brings her back to the Myers house, or inside, or the basement.
They go from so many locations, they're all over the place.
Yeah.
Just trying to protect the kids.
Who's in chase? Loomis, and of course Chucky is also in the car being the sheriff, because Brad Dourif, Wormtongue, and the voice of Chucky in the Child's Play movies, gets a cameo.
Yeah.
Also does Danny Trejo, like we mentioned before. Yeah. Also does Captain Spaulding, the weird the clown guy
freaks me out.
From the Devil's Rejects and all that. Also Sid Haig and Bill Moseley, those are the same actors. I always mix those two up. But Rob Zombie got everyone he likes to get a cameo so he can pay them.
Get on board, which is nice of him.
Which is nice, but it's weird seeing so many action horror-y icons in there just kind of thrown in.
But it's exciting. We were all excited, we wanted to make this the best it could be. And the sheriff happens to be the dad of her friend, and he tells Loomis the whole bloodline Laurie Strode,
which he didn't know.
Thing. Yeah,
and he was like, what? That's crazy.
Yeah, he didn't know. He's like, oh, that's where he's going. But I don't know. The one thing that throughout the franchise that always kind of after a while, I'm like, come on, man, was Loomis always trying to reason with him when they had the big standoff and talk to him. Come on, Michael, you don't want to do this. Shouldn't you know? It's been 15 years.
But he also has a gun too, in case Michael's like, nah, man.
He shoots him 5 million times all the time. Michael always gets up. It starts with this whole he can't die, kind of very Jason vein of they need to justify bringing him back for movie after movie. Shouldn't shooting someone kill them?
Evil's hard to kill.
You can't kill evil. They become no longer a man, and they become this incarnation of pure evil or whatever that keeps them alive. Evil fuels me, yes, it keeps me alive too, but damn, it's a lot after a while.
Well, like you said, Loomis shoots Michael a bunch once he gets the drop on him.
Always.
But there's this long, protracted fight that I don't think was nearly as good or as effective as the original version, which kept it a little bit more concise, but it still had tension. They just fight and fight and fight, and they get thrown through windows, and Michael's gets thrown around too. I will say though that the final shot of this Rob Zombie remake, where Laurie's on top of Michael and she's kind of killed him.
She's going mental.
She's going nuts, just pure banana shoes, and she's just stabbing the shit out of him, and she's just covered in blood, and she just gives this primal scream to the air, and the movie just ends right there. I'm like, that's pretty strong.
She's just screaming and screaming.
So yeah, it's a really strong visual to end on. So, like for me, the whole thing has been kind of enjoyable, but it's a little unbalanced. Like I don't really like the start too much. The music video of how bad Michael's life is, and the kid is not a great actor. I really like the middle, and the end is kind of like the climax is kind of like this fight doesn't feel that great.
The beginning was necessary. It was different, but
it was different.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you mean. I never really saw that perspective of how it really was kind of not cheesy, but like a little try hard of it.
Because the rest isn't. I don't feel that the rest is trying.
I know, but some people feel like the middle part, like the recreation, almost is too faithful and not like really doesn't do much different, and it's just not that great. I just don't know how I feel. I kind of still liked it, but like, yeah, the kid annoyed me.
I just feel if you cut the starting like home life down a little bit, because it went on for a while.
If you streamlined it, yeah, it was. And if you did something where,
and if that kid didn't talk, I think it would help.
Maybe if he didn't talk, or
I'm
maybe
sorry,
if he
kid.
wasn't talking like that, or maybe if he wasn't just like a whiny normal kid at some point. Like that's not. It is scary, but it's not scary. It's annoying. It's not scary. Yeah. You know, and like you were saying about the final scene with the girl with the screaming, like her scream was so good because it's so like Jamie Lee Curtis became the scream queen. Like she was the first one. She has these amazing screams, this amazing set of lungs on her, you know. So everyone after that, like it's hard to live up to, and this girl was really good. You know what I mean? She was, and even the friend who was again Hatchet Girl. Sorry, girl, I don't know your name. I don't know her, but she doesn't die. I don't know if you remember. She actually makes it.
Yeah, she's like super injured, but she
actually makes it because because Lori ends up living with her in the second one because her parents get killed.
Well, I don't remember the second one.
Anyways, good for you. I'm very happy that you don't remember the second one. It's better that way. Yeah. But that's also something that's a little bit different and doesn't really happen. Like usually, like Lori's the lone survivor. You know what I mean? That's her whole thing, sort of. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I like it a little bit better than you, but I definitely do see that. Well, if you have to pick between which one you like better, which one you like better.
I don't know, because like I said, there's that part in the middle where Michaels is all grown up. I really like that part, and most of it is like technically really, well made and well shot. It's a little dark. Do you remember saying we can't see shit during the last fight? So it's definitely on the better like remake spectrum.
Yes.
Like it's and what I mean by that is like it's one of those remakes that is pretty decent to good.
Yeah.
And it's not one of those like many remakes that's just like shitty and pointless.
Yeah, and I like that it had this edge to it. I guess the Rob Zombie flavor, edgeatorium edge, but I don't know. I don't know. I get them.
And plus this one also has most of the same sort of soundtrack. Like it's remixed a lot and there's different stuff, but they do come back to the theme a lot.
And I do like the Loomis actor too. Like that was like, oh my god, that's such good casting. I was just like, I don't know. I guess because I did watch all the other ones later on down the line in the franchise, and I was just wanted a good Halloween movie. And this was comparatively,
It's definitely better than almost all the sequels.
Yeah.
But I have to say I probably, prefer the original just because of Jamie Lee Curtis and the subtlety of Michael Myers not explaining too much about him or whatever. And he's like a little bit, I don't know, scarier, more stoic, whatever it is. Just the actual kid hurts Michael Myers.
I can see it.
Overall. Not terribly, not like you can't repair him, but it doesn't do the character any favors having that look into his home life. Because,
like I said, I don't mind the look into his home life and elaborating, but maybe not
like that.
Maybe not like that. Not like this.
Yeah. Boy, yeah, no, I guess that does it. We're not reviewing Halloween 2, the Jason Voorhees, the Rob Zombie version. No. But we're not done with Halloween yet, because like we said, tomorrow night we'll be doing a full review of Halloween
2018 Halloween.
I just heard people say they should have just called it Michael Myers to avoid confusion. Because who doesn't know that he's Halloween?
But that's lame.
What's lamer is having 3 movies called Halloween.
That's fine.
It's so stupid. Sorry, it just drives me nuts.
You just put the date. Put a date on it.
Future generations will still be confused.
No one's that stupid.
Anyway, I am. Thank you for tuning in for this Halloween flavored episode of The Massacre, and we will see you tomorrow night with Halloween.
Okay.
2018.
Oh, yeah, see, was that hard?
Yes!
Oh, God.